Hi there, how are you? Welcome to the Dark Room. My name is Sam Blake. For those of you who know me, I am the crime writer who has written the Cat Conley series, and my latest book is The Dark Room, which is just out now. And all this week, I am doing some little readings from various parts of the book. Yesterday was the prologue. The Dark Room basically is set in a place called Hare's Landing in West Cork, and it is a mysterious country house hotel. A lady called Rachel Lambert goes there with her dog Jasper, and he's an ex-police dog, and she meets a crime journalist called Caroline Kelly, and they have a mystery to solve. Yesterday I did a bit of a reading from the prologue, which focuses on a character called Alfie Bowes, who is a homeless guy who disappears right at the start of the book. And one of the reasons Rachel goes to Hare's Landing is to find out more about him. I can see people joining me. Hi, Chloe. How are you? Lovely to have you all the way over from Nova Scotia. So I'm just going to read a little bit of The Dark Room. And this is actually from chapter 1. So we're going right back to the beginning of the book. The idea of 6 minutes on story is that I talk to you a little bit about the book and the story in just 6 minutes. So let's see what we can fit in. So this is chapter 1. It's Thursday, the 9th of January. This is the first time I've actually managed to write a book and it be published in the same month that it's set. So it can transport you literally to Hare's Landing, to West Cork, at the same time of year as it is now, only a few days late. So Thursday, the 9th of January. Chapter 1 of The Dark Room. The two police officers shifted uncomfortably in the steel and glass reception area of Red Fox Films as Rachel approached them. She'd only just got back to the office, had been collecting her backpack when she'd heard the desk phone ring and seen Stacey in reception's light flashing. At least they'd been quick. She looked at the officers anxiously. The second one had his back to her, looking at the stills plastered over the walls. They seemed to have brought the January chill in with them. Cold air hung in the normally warm atrium like a cloud. Rachel Lambert, I'm PC Miller from Kennington Police Station. This is PC Anand. Thanks so much for coming so fast. The lady I spoke to said you might not be down here till later. I'm sorry? PC Miller frowned, confused. He looked about 25, acne still peppering his jawline. He was probably only a few years younger than her, but he made her feel old. The break-in, I reported it about an hour ago. Oh, he seemed to falter for a moment. We're not here about that, I'm afraid. Not? What on earth could they be here for? Rachel's mind raced over the rap at their last location. It had been a big one. As well as the core cast, they'd had 50 extras at the wedding scene. Catering trailers, costume and makeup, a farmer getting in a sweat about his cows being disturbed. It was her job to ensure that when the cast and crew left, everything was exactly as it had been when they'd arrived. Sometimes it wasn't, and then the shit could hit the fan, but it didn't normally involve the police. Rachel frowned, slotting her hands in the back pockets of her jeans. So what's the problem? Why had he said afraid? Can we go somewhere more private? This had to be really bad, as if getting the barge broken into wasn't enough trouble for one day. And Hunter still hadn't called her, despite her endless messages. He said he was going to a meeting, but it seemed to be going on all day. Christ, what could it be? PC Miller was still frowning, as if whatever it was very serious. Had something happened after they'd left the last location? Someone had an accident falling over a prop or into a hole? Her job was all about building relationships. First, finding the right location, often one that a director had in their head and was little more than a squiggle on a piece of paper, a vague description, and then making sure everyone was happy, the locals, the cast, the crew, the director. But they all knew that anyone in this business was only as good as their last job. Looking at the police officer, Rachel could feel her mouth going dry. My office is this way. Nervously tucking her unruly strawberry blonde hair behind her ear, she indicated with her head and turned back down the corridor. The police officers followed her, and she could feel the occupants of the offices they passed swinging around to look at them. Pushing her own door open, Rachel indicated they should go inside. Jasper stirred in his bed, making a grumbling German shepherd noise at the interruption to his snooze. The officers looked surprised to see a dog in the corner, or perhaps it was just that Jasper was a very large dog. Come on in. It's okay. He's a police dog. He's very safe. How can I help? Jasper lifted his head and cocked his huge ears forward as the officer cleared his throat. We're afraid there's been an accident, Miss Lambert. It's Rachel. She kept her voice level. Here it came. She braced herself. People saw film company and automatically assumed that meant millions of dollars in payouts, and her job was all about that not happening. Rachel, we believe you're listed as the next of kin for a Hunter Mackenzie. Rachel felt her knees go weak. Hunter's my partner. What's happened? She could feel the panic rising inside her, reached out to grab the back of one of the chairs pushed away under the table, immediately picking up on her mood. Jasper stood up, sleep forgotten, eyes bright. She glanced at him as the police officer continued. There's been an accident earlier today near Lambeth Bridge on Millbank Roundabout. Jesus, he goes that way to work. What's happened? Is he okay? He was involved in a traffic accident. He was knocked off his bike. We're looking at the CCTV in the area to find out exactly what's happened. It's a very large roundabout. My God. Rachel's hand shot to her mouth, the diamante eyes on the heavy silver skull ring on her middle finger catching the light. But is he? He's in the Royal Hope, A&E. We can take you to the hospital. PC Miller paused. He's in good hands. So that's the moment when we meet Rachel and we find out what's happened to Hunter. She's having a very bad day. There's lots more of Rachel and lots more of Jasper as we progress through the book. I'm just going to pop in the links into the stream. That is the one to my website where you can find it on Kindle. And we can just pop it in here to Eason's. There we go. That's a link to Eason's too. Hopefully that's gone out into the comments. So thank you very much indeed for tuning in. Lovely to have you on board. I can see a whole load of people watching, and I hope you enjoyed that little reading from the dark room. We're going to have another one tomorrow, and another one, I don't even know what day of the week it is today. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so another one on Thursday too. So looking forward to talking to you soon. Take care. Bye.